Yeah. Mic check. Turn me up. Yeah. This is the re-rap. Bring it right back. Break it all down. Put the truth on the track. Old school flavor. New school facts. If you want to hear it straight, we gon' give you that. Yeah, this is the re-rap. Rewind that. From the first hot take to the cold hard stats. Sit back, press play, let it snap. Welcome to the show. This is the re-rap.
All right. Well, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy BJ, the DJ. You are now tuned into the B-side. That's right. This is the B-side. And B-side. What I wanted to do for this particular episode is we got Pudgy back. We've talked about Piece A Biscuit on the previous episode. So for this B-side, I want to go through the track list of the album. And I want to hear like maybe your thought and your opinion on the song itself. Maybe what led you to write the song. Maybe what kind of mood you were in when you thought about the song, or maybe now that the project's out and the song is doing what it's doing, maybe kind of your thoughts and opinions on it after the fact. So
speed round.
Yep. 8 Piece A Biscuit, man. 8 songs and an outro. Again, project was super fun to make. I feel like we got a lot out of this in a short amount of time. I'm curious to think what we would have done if we would have said we're going to give ourselves a year. I think we just wanted to hit something quick to get it out, but we took our time with it at the same time.
We did.
So,
and was picky.
We were
very picky.
Yeah, very picky. Not just from the beat selection, but from the mix. Like when I mix, I do a 3-mix process. I'll mix headphones, I'll mix monitors, and then I'll listen to it in the car. And I'll go back and adjust and tweak. So this was what was cool about it, is because like I would hear something and be like, well, let me see what you think. You would think it was fine, and I was still hearing something. Or you would hear something, and I would think it was fine. But there was always like you were worried about your vocals, or the beat was too loud, or just ironing out all of those little details, making sure the mix was absolutely perfect. And when it was all said and done, when I listened to it from start to finish, right before I uploaded everything, I was like, man, this is like really, really good. Like we did a really good job on this. Just from a songwriting standpoint, like I said, you were writing at an amazing, and that's what I kept telling the guys all the time. I said, dude, y'all got to hear what Pudgy's writing, because what he's writing is like just, it's perfect for what I've given him. And he's making really, really good songs, not just like catchy. You know, most rappers just rap. Right. They're talking about the same topics. Like you were making creative songs. And I thought that was what really set this project aside from anything you had done before, and really anything that was out there in that genre, period. So let's go through this track list. Starting off, Where I'm From. This was the song that kicked everything off.
First single.
So Where I'm From, what are your thoughts on Where I'm From?
Where I'm From, I still listen to today. Yep. That is one of the most favorite songs, not my favorite, but one of the most favorite songs on the album. It, like I said, it reintroduced me, brought me back into the genre, brought me back into the music game. I got to talk about, a lot of the country things I grew up with, because I'm not going to say I'm this, super farm, I mean, I grew up on a farm. My dad had cattle. That's 100% true story. But I worked at McDonald's. I wasn't. But I was born and raised in the South, in the country. And in the bricks and in the sticks. So it was a good combo of both of those.
I love it. And the thing I love about that song is we talked about the details. Is the little details, the sound effects, the mixing of those sound effects, like the wildcat claw.
I rewound it probably 10 times before I listened to the whole song, just because that part sounded so good.
Yeah, I was super excited. It's the first time I'd ever done that. One of my favorites, next, Barnyard Boogie. I remember when you told me your concept and your idea for this song. This is a song we actually re-recorded completely. The first time we recorded it, something was off. Something just
low mic. I think the mic was low or something. Yeah,
something was low. We couldn't get the volumes right on the vocal, I think. But Barnyard Boogie, absolute banger to me. One of my favorite songs on the project. What are your thoughts on Barnyard Boogie?
Barnyard Boogie didn't turn out exactly the way that I envisioned it, but it turned out to be something totally different. That it was just great in its own aspect. I got to mention, back to the tell the truth thing. I got to mention a lot of things that involve family. My brother-in-law, I mentioned my daughter in it, Delaney.
Yep.
Lainey's drunk on the tractor.
Yep.
And I just try to envision old, the field parties that Robertson County, I won't even say it's, just a true county that they were known for. This is what went down at field parties.
Absolutely.
It's 100% accurate.
Absolutely.
And I wanted it to have that dance feel to it, maybe get lucky and some of these TikTokers make a little dance.
Y'all need to make that happen.
Then you're
y'all really need to make that happen.
Dance for Barnyard Boogie.
Yeah, that needs to happen for sure. A little two-step.
Yeah, two-step.
I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. I've been around.
I wanted to be the best song on the album. I wanted it to blow up. I wanted it to be the hottest thing ever, and it did really, really good. The thing I like most about it, it allowed me and Chad to work again. I haven't worked with Chad and it's got to be 20 years.
Close.
It's 2005, 2006, something like that. And it was like, when we reached out, he was like, yeah, man, no problem.
Absolutely.
And Chad's kind of a big deal,
And
let's be honest.
If you look at Chad and Tom Ski Mask alone's probably 85,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
And both of them said no problem.
Both of them said no problem.
We'll make it. For somebody that was irrelevant in music for the past 20 years, said, sure, man, no problem.
The thing I love about this song, obviously the collaboration I love the most. We go back to the little details, and I always go back to the little details. It was you. I remember you said, "Hey, what if we got like the A?" Like we took Tom Ski's ad libs off of a whole nother song, and incorporated it in that chorus. And I remember I was sitting in the studio. You went out to smoke.
I remember this story.
You went out to smoke, and I was like, "Hey, I think I got it." And I was really excited, thinking Tisha was sitting behind me, and she wasn't even there.
She wasn't even there. She was gone.
But the little details like that, I think, really set this song apart. I think it's one of the best songs on the album. There's not a song on this album I would skip when I'm listening.
Me neither. I listen to it start to finish, straight through.
And there's not a song on here I would skip through. And the placement of the songs I feel like was
perfect.
I wouldn't take anything away from that. But yeah, I've been around. Dope track, dope collaboration. The little bitty details about it I love the most. True story too.
True story. All of it's true. If you know anything about it, anything to do with all the people we've surrounded ourselves with music, anybody will back that up.
Yep, absolutely. My favorite song on the album, Hard Liquor and Pine.
Hard Liquor and Pine.
This song,
the
man.
first music video, for real, professionally done music video I've ever been a part of.
And dude, the video turned out so good. And I remember when Squints got there, he said, man, lighting ain't going to be great. It's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
That's part of the genius behind the video was the low lit smoke filled bar.
That's the look we was going for.
And shout out to the motorcycle club,
Uninfringed. Yeah.
Shout out to those guys.
Gina and all them.
They were awesome. Just that environment. My son was there for the video too. Yeah. Just kind of off in the tuck. And man, this video was so good. Chad and them showed up for the video.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's cool about Chad. He just popped up. He didn't have to do that, and he did. And that meant a lot to me.
And what I love about it, he said, "Man, it's cool seeing like one of my oldest homies, and one of my newest homies. It's like we said about the over the top guys. Seeing them." Working together and collaborating. Squints did an awesome job on the video.
He did a great job.
It turned out amazing. I couldn't have been happier, and it wasn't even my video, but just to play a part in that.
So if you need work, shout out Squints.
Yeah, shout out Squints 615, man. Videos for the low and quick turnaround for the most part. Yeah, I think
quick turnaround.
A week or two. It was close.
I think it was 7 days.
7 days.
It wasn't quite 2 weeks. Yeah. And that was only because he had his kids, and I didn't want to mess up, his time with his children. And if if it had been that week, it'd have probably been faster. So.
Yeah, great job on the video. Hard Liquor and Pie, man. The birth of $2 Chuck.
That's probably the cult classic from that. That's probably the overall favorite. Because of the video, because of $2, because of the everybody loves it.
Yeah, and those scenes of $2 Chuck on the bar.
Yes,
just those scenes. There's still shots of that of you behind the bar, $2 Chuck on the bar.
I know you got it.
Yeah, just amazing. Yeah. And then the coolest thing was like the pictures and autographs and stuff afterwards.
Yeah,
like,
never signed autograph in my life.
Never signed autograph a day in my life.
And they wanted pictures and autographs. And shout out to those guys because they didn't know me from anybody. I just said, hey, I'm doing a video shoot.
And
I need bodies.
They showed
up, and it was 19 degrees outside and snowing.
Yeah.
And they showed up on their motorcycles.
They showed up, and that was weird. That was the weirdest part because it'd been warm like every other day.
It was like 50, 60, sunny, and then this day it just starts snowing and drops like 19 degrees. I'm like, awesome. We're trying to have a video shoot here with motorcycle people. I can't get motorcycle people pull up in snow.
It was great. I mean, people did pull their bikes up.
They did,
and they showed up in droves, man, and just really just showed up, had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hard Liquor and Pie, man. That to me, that's my first official hit record that I produced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a cult, like you said,
it
cult
blew
classic.
Up overnight too. Just like fast.
Love that. FAFO.
Tisha came to me and says, look, the album sounded great, but you need to go back to that hit him in the mouth, you need to go back to that, that fuck around and find out shit. I said, well, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
We're going to do and first it was going to call it Pull Up. Because it was going to be, come on and pull up.
Yeah.
Fuck around. And I was like, no, FAFO. And she actually, I don't know, it's been 2 or 3 years. She has a shirt, a black shirt that's got like the old refrigerator letter magnets on it, and it says FAFO.
Really?
Fuck around and find out on it. And this was before the song or anything, so that was inspired of that. And I was like, yeah, I've kind of been doing the country, kind of staying mellow, trying to stay radio friendly. And I was like, we just finna.
It was different too, because it was. I mean, it had the country vibe to it, but it was different than any of the other beats on there.
It reminded me of the outlaw western, walking into the bar and the doors swinging up, and that's the old rough black beard with a half a cigar hanging. That's the feel I got making that song.
Absolutely. And you know what would be crazy, and I'm thinking out loud here, if we shot a video for FAFO, and we did it as a continuance of Hard Liquor and Pine,
that would be perfect.
We're stumbling out of the place, and fight happens in the parking lot type thing.
That's brilliance in your mind to keep that cinematic going. Like, who was it? They just had the R. Kelly. They had the videos that kept picking up. Yep. Shout out R. Kelly, not very good.
Shout out R. Kelly. FAFO definitely, man. I've said it was one of those beats that I sent you, not really knowing what direction you would go with. When you told me you wrote to that one, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Because it was completely out of the element of what we were building there. But it turned out great. Ski again did his thing on it. Those vocals we were talking about, the ad libs, came off FAFO.
It did.
For I've Been Around. So
exactly
that was cool.
what it was.
And that was your idea. You were like, I wonder if we could do that.
It just, I've Been Around needed beefed up. It was just kind of, it was good. It just needed that.
And it worked. It worked
who
great.
Better than the
Crunk God. Who better than the Crunk God? Shout out Ski, man. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute
is tied for my first favorite songs. I have 3 that are I can't decide which one. Wait a minute. First off, an opportunity to do a song with you is always just a banger. And when you sent me, I said, I want some beats with some scratches in it.
Yep.
That was the first one you sent me, and you knew that I was going on that one. I said, dude, this one's me and you. The beat's name was Wait a Minute.
Yep.
So we're like, and I could hear the Wait a Minute. I'm like, hey, we're going to run Wait a Minute on it. And I ran with the food situation, sitting down at a table, eating with the waiter.
Your verses were genius on there.
It just, and fun fact on that too, you already had your verse wrote, and it's been there for years.
It was so funny. Similar to what you told me with Hard Liquor and Pine, you had that written since 2021. This verse, the I don't need a pedestal, only Christ is above me, was originally written for a beat that Joe G had done. Shout out Joe G. It was, I wanted a beat that sounded like that Macklemore song about the Seattle Mariners. He made me a beat that was perfect, and it started out like with just like it would doom. doom, and I was rapping that I don't need a pedestal, only Christ is above me, and because it started off with that line. You and I had been working on some stuff, and I put that line in there. Well, I never put the song out.
Right.
I never even recorded the song.
Yeah.
And I just was like going through my phone. I was like, I forgot about this verse, and it wasn't but like all I had was about 8 bars written, and so I went ahead and just kind of spit it on the beat, and it fit.
Yeah.
And then for the second verse on that, I wanted to go back to what your verse was in the beginning, sitting at the table.
Right.
And I was like, it just all tied back together. This is one of my favorite songs, top 3 favorite songs I've ever collaborated on.
Yeah, it's up there, and like I said, it's doing crazy numbers too, and that's credit to you too as well, because that song. And everybody loves it. Like, I have people, and I'm talking about the gangster people be like, man, FAFO's at 1, I've been around, but man, y'all need to do a video for Wait a minute or something, man. That was where it's at.
And we got some short content coming for that, and we may circle back to that and do the video. Like I said, top 3 songs for me that I've ever been a part of is that one. And just it was the Run DMC element.
Yes.
It gave me an opportunity to do a little bit of scratch. I don't do much scratching at all anymore, but it gave me an opportunity to kind of incorporate that.
It sounded so good.
Yeah, it turned out it's top 3 on this album, definitely, but it's definitely one of my top 3 of all time I've ever been a part of. Good Lovin'.
Probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's 3 tied, which would be Good Love and Wait a Minute, My Kind of Town, but I give Good Love the edge because it's so real, and it was the first time I ever got to record Tisha's voice.
That was so awesome too. She was a champ. She did it like one take,
and we was like, that's it. And funny story about that. She did great, but like years ago, I'm talking about like 2001, 2002, she recorded a diss song about me.
Really?
Yes, her and her friend. I got sick, real bad sick, and I couldn't stand the smell of cigarettes. I'd say they smelled like dead bodies burning.
Yeah. And
she made a song about that, talking about that I was sick and dead body. I mean, roasted me, and it was good.
No.
I don't even know how she recorded it, and it was a tape, wasn't it? It was a tape, and like would just pull up to the part of banging it, roasting me. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
don't think she ain't been in the game doing her thing. I mean, she roasted me, like hurt my feelings.
She was a champ, man. She got in there, and like I said, one take it. True professional, every sense of the word. We talked about the details. It just added so much to that song. Just that little part added so much to that song, man. And we weren't going to go without like listing her as a featured artist on it either. We couldn't make that happen.
We had to make that happen.
Yeah, that had to happen. I did a similar track back in the day called Anything and Everything, where Aubrey overdubbed my vocals. I wish I would have done it the same way. Yeah. I wish I would have just had the vocal. I didn't know a lot then, so I was just kind of
right.
Yeah, but if I go back and redo it, actually that was the second version of that song. The first one didn't even have her on it, but the second one, I wish I would have just taken my vocal out completely and had her part on it. But that was a cool thing for me to be able to say I've done a song with my wife and my son.
Absolutely. And
so that's a cool thing.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think it's great to incorporate
that's the LeBron and Bronny thing.
Well,
that's pretty good.
I think when you talk about this project, when you talk about the whole creative process, she was detrimental in all of it.
100%.
So whether it be a concept, an idea, a lyric, something, she played a huge part. So for her to kind of get her cake and eat it too here, executive producer
and I got
credit.
to involve family. You know, I mentioned my daughter Delaney, my son Garrison, they call him Bubba. So I got to say
absolutely
Bubba in that one. I talked about my brother-in-law's How to Take a Left at the Split in the Pasture. That's on Bit Barnyard Boogie. I got to incorporate a lot of family. One of the older songs, The Son of a Town Man Boogie, that was really my dog.
Absolutely. I love that song. I go back to that song quite a bit. That's as far as songs you've got, that's up there too, man. I could listen because I felt like we talked. You were on to something with that song.
Yeah, that's what started.
That's what started all of it. The Son of a Town Man. You mentioned My Kind of Town, man.
That's the other one that's tied for first. My Kind of Town means a lot to me because it is 100% about my kind of town. I mean, from the point to the football games, the Friday night lights, the blue roof, the chicken livers at Herndon's BP. It's a true story, you know.
It's so catchy too.
It's very catchy.
That hook is so catchy, and that's one thing you've always been good at is writing hooks. And you've got that voice that you can really do so much with, because you speak low, you've got a bassy voice, but you're able to project it in a way on these choruses that make it sound so full and so good, man. And you did it on every song. Every hook you wrote for this was great. There's not one hook where you lacked anything on at all.
I agree.
I love
agree.
that.
I was and I always thought hooks was my weakness. Like that was back in the day. I'd always be like, hey, yeah, let me jump on that with you. Let me jump on that with you. I just want to
even
rap,
in a sense like that for you though. Like your voice is so unique. I think no matter what you were talking about, you could make it sound good because of your voice. Yep. And the last song on this, The Biscuit.
The Biscuit. JD Brim. I sent him the beat that you sent me. It's like, I need help.
Yep.
Give me an idea with this. He sent me that full thing back, and all I had to say was the last two words on the album. So that is 100% his brilliance. He wrote that about me, which he's known me longer than he hasn't. About like you, he's known me.
Yeah.
Gary since 20. So it's been 23 years since he's known me
wow.
too. So
wow. How long has he been in this songwriter?
He has always dibbled. He's always played guitar. He's a great guitar player. Always played guitar. It's been recent since he's gotten to the music stuff, and he's got tons of unreleased stuff right now that's amazing, and one of the better songwriters, like pure like songwriters that I mean, he needs to be in a room with other songwriters of his caliber. I'm talking big money songwriters, because he's good at what he does, but he's the type of guy that he does everything he puts his hands on, it's good. It doesn't matter if he's making a bologna sandwich.
I was very impressed with what he came up with for that. And I remember the battle I had with it was it not being an intro. Because what I didn't want, we had built so much momentum with Where I'm From and Hard Liquor and Pine. The last thing I wanted to do was to have someone hear somebody else first on your project. So I was thinking interlude or outro, but when we started talking about it, I didn't even know what we were going to call it.
Yeah.
And then I just knew I loved the beat and I loved what he did. I was like, dude, it's The Biscuit.
Yeah, that's it. And it reminds me, should I say, of that cowboy riding off into the sunset.
That's exactly
like the sun setting and you see the back of the cowboy and his silhouette just riding out, and it's the
whistling
it's
in
over,
there. It's my favorite beat for the whole album, next to Hard Liquor and Pine, and even Wait a Minute. Those are my top three favorite beats on the album. But I just knew when I did that, I was like, you got to do something to this.
And I wanted to so bad, but after he did what he did, what was I supposed to do?
Right, don't touch it. I said, don't touch it.
I can't, but I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, no, you did.
Because he wrote it about me.
Nah,
so
don't do anything. You did. It was just enough to get the message across.
Like, I got cold chills the first time I heard it, because I was like, when somebody else writes a song about you, you don't get to hear that very often.
And his voice,
unless it's a diss song,
that drawl, that low tone drawl that he's got. All in all, man, like the project itself, I'm super happy with.
I'm thrilled. I couldn't be more happy.
I mean, it's again continuing to do great numbers. We've got new music in the mix. Super excited about that. I'm super excited about the idea for the next project. And that's just the beginning. Like, we got a team of people around us that are creative, music wise, that sky's the limit for what we can do. We've built the sound, obviously, but that doesn't mean we can't try different stuff. And I don't think it's going to matter if we stray away from what we've built. I think we can always go back to that.
Well, I mean, because like you said, when you're telling the truth, it's always going to go back to to the same story.
Absolutely. So it's been fun. The last two episodes, this is the B-side to the original one we did. First guest ever. Can't wait to have you back. Club. We're gonna have the whole Over the Top, which I had Tony Team on here at one point, and if we got to do the 6-man there first, but there's also like me, you, and E and Chad. We've got to do that.
Yes, we've
got to do that.
Day one, A1.
We've got to do that.
Discuss the whole lyrical royalty entertainment. All of that. Blown.
We got to go through the steps in the process. There's so many untold stories that we hadn't even been mentioned. But now you're back in the fold. back in the mix, those stories can come to life. I'm so excited. Y'all talked about the Red Lobster all you can eat. Yes. The Tupelo, Mississippi story's been told even further now.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. All these untold. So we got to get into the Hendersonville skating ring at one point.
Yeah.
In the future, we got to get into that. There's footage of that.
There's footage of Tupelo somewhere too.
There's footage of Tupelo too somewhere. So I've got a whole box of DV tapes.
I've got to dig those out. We got to dig into that.
I got to get the shrimp one to the guys because they want to see that.
Yeah,
I've got that somewhere.
I think there's Mudstock video too somewhere.
Mudstock was the worst 8 minutes of my life. Yeah. I was so excited about that because it was a crowded show
in hometown.
8 minutes they were on stage.
I think we said it in the song. 7 minutes of bump until the sound crew dismissed it.
The dude came in front. He was like, "Stop the cursing." Well, we were rapping over tracks. We couldn't stop the cursing. It was playing in the song.
Yeah.
That's the worst 8 minutes of my life.
We cleared that though.
All of that.
Cleared that. Like, hey, he's like, well, just make your mama proud. I don't know her, so this shouldn't be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Then we went to Dougie Ray's that night. The after party was Dougie Ray's.
Yes, Dougie Ray's.
Oh, man.
Formerly Billiards and Games.
What was funny is I remember Doug Stone was there.
Doug Stone. I remember Doug Stone being there.
Doug Stone was there. My brother went to Dougie Ray's and got Doug Stone to autograph one. You remember the big logo Tommy Hilfiger shirts?
Yeah, yeah.
My brother had him sign that shirt. It was my shirt. He was wearing it. It's like, what the fuck I'm gonna do with that shirt now? Like,
who did that?
My brother. Dude, what am I gonna do with the shirt now, dude? I don't want Doug Stone's autograph.
Doug Stone. I'm trying to think of a Doug Stone song. I can't do it.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there's one that's like his most popular. I can't think of it. Yeah. Shout out Doug Stone.
Shout out Doug Stone.
Is he dead?
I hope not.
Over, under?
We got to Google it.
Doug Stone. I want to say he may have passed away. No, he's still living, 70 years old. Shout out Doug Stone.
Shout out Doug Stone.
I think he lives in Coopertown. Or
Coopertown? Don't nobody live there no more.
Yeah, I think he lives in Coopertown.
That can't be no worse than me and Brandon always running into Joe Gertner every time we was out somewhere.
No way.
Do you remember Joe Gertner?
I do remember Joe Gertner.
We was at a random Titans game, and he just walks up, started talking to us. We know who he was. He's in Jag gear and everything. He's like, do y'all watch? Because Joe was fat.
Yeah, Joe was
He wasn't fat. He was skinny as t-shirt.
Yeah.
Do y'all watch Dude, we're big wrestling fans. Do y'all know Joe? Man, I know. Yeah. I started quoting it and everything. He's like, oh, well, that's me. Here's the.
Yeah.
And then Brandon had his number. Brandon meets the most famous people for no reason.
He does.
You'd think about Brandon's circle of famous people. It's Jeff Jarrett, Terry Bradshaw. Who else is all the famous? I mean,
he was friends with Travis Henry when he worked at Great Cross.
I mean, he just famous people just gravitate to E, man.
Dude, I remember when he worked at, was it Graycroft? He worked at he's living at Graycroft. He was the grounds guy at Graycroft.
With me, I was working with him.
I remember Chris Davis played for Florida State. Was playing for the Titans when they released him or whatever. They go in and just clear these apartment complexes out. He had all this player issue Florida State gear that he gave me, like because of that. So shout out E for that. I still have that. I think it was like a zip up jacket.
That's awesome.
But yeah, E was always
all the famous. I mean, he gets picked for seat fillers at WWE events and
shout
everything.
out E for that because we went to several WWE shows doing that. The seat
just
filler
out of nowhere, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy. Oh yeah, I know that guy." I'm like, "Damn,
he had a friend that was a Metro cop or whatever that he worked with, and that's where the seat filler thing came from.
That's awesome,
dude. We had a good time at those shows. That was awesome. Yeah, shout out E, man. He does meet some of the most random people. And it was Terry Bradshaw's daughter he was friends with.
They're super good friends with. Yeah, it's wild.
It was so funny because you talk about Joel Gertner. It was so funny. I went to a show at the stadium
okay.
Tony Falk was like the promoter of the show.
Yeah.
Right? My buddy Philip was wrestling on it. I did his entrance music, that I'm Bad song.
Yeah.
That originally E had cut. He gave to me. E did that song originally.
Yeah.
Never put it out. And he gave it to me. I redid it and gave it to Philip Dixon for his entrance music when he was an independent wrestler. And Joe Gertner was in the ring and he was like a special guest or whatever. Tony Falk sees me come in. He goes, "Hey man, I got ringside seats for 15 or I got general admission for 10. I was like, "Cool, man. Like, just give me ringside."
Yeah.
So he sits me over on this seat and the person next to me paid $10 for their seat and I paid 15 for my ringside seat and they were literally the same seat.
Wow.
He got over on me.
He was putting you up on
He got over on me. So, but yeah, Tony Falk, man. But yeah, that's good stuff, man. This has been fun. I can't wait to get you back again, dude. Can't wait to work on more music. I think what we got coming up is going to be great. Those of you who haven't listened, A Piece and a Biscuit is available all streaming platforms. Make sure you tap in, hit subscribe. Make sure you check on the short content also. So much of that to come. So that's what I got. This has been the B-side on behalf of my man Pudgy. I'm BJ the DJ. Don't forget to rewind.
Shaking